All right, shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to you, sir. I seen this come through my timeline. I thought it was worthy enough to react to. Let's talk some money, man. Let's talk some strategies. Let's talk some tips and tricks.
I make $1 million a year. My goal is to get rid of 930,000 of it. Why? So that I could be in a 12% tax bracket, because I understand that it's a net worth game, not how much money you make. I don't want to be in a top tax bracket. I want to make a little bit over $70,000 a year on paper, right? So my goal is this. This is my goal. My goal is to increase my net worth and reduce the amount of money that I have to pay in taxes. This is a life lesson for y'all. All right. I know that they're not teaching y'all this in school. All of you NFL players, all of you rappers is out here throwing the money phone, but you don't know shit about money. Let me break it down for you, big dog. If you make $1 million a year, your goal is to get rid of $930,000 of it. How do you do that? You then invest in things. The government incentivizes business owners, real estate holders, etc., to invest in themselves.
All right, so let's talk about it, man, because this topic right here is what I get excited about. All right, so I may not be able to articulate it like Anton does, but I definitely understand what he does, and this is kind of the similar thing that I do, right? What he's talking about is stop buying liabilities, stop buying these cars, and stop buying all this stupid stuff, and understand that the money that you're going to make, you're going to be taxed on it, right? And there's a way around this tax thing the way you can save yourself some money. You can offset your taxes. Me personally, if you understand my channel and how I started this off, I'm a real estate guy, right? Real Estate J Jones was my channel, and I'm thinking about changing my channel name back. But I love real estate for so many reasons, right? I don't understand how people make a lot of money and start just spending money, right? It's like a drug to them. The main thing that you want to do is you want to find a way to invest your money into something that makes you money back, right? So for example, in this $1 million thing, you make $1 million. He says he wants to get rid of 930,000 of it, right? Which basically says, I want to find enough assets that I can put my money into where I can use these as tax write-offs, and then also get some cash flow from some of this if I'm going to put it into a business, if I'm going to buy some real estate, or maybe you put it in the stock market. That's a lot of money, but you got to diversify it. You got to find something when you make money to put it into. Making $1 million to spend $1 million is dumb. Just like your paycheck. No. We got to take it to the basics, right? Just like you get your paycheck. You get your paycheck and you buy it on a bunch of stupid stuff. It's dumb. You have to find a way to park your money. And you have to play the long-term game of wealth. Wealth does not come overnight. It just doesn't. This is why you have, he says athletes, and I talk about it all the time on my channel. You get these 19 and 20-year-olds who make $1 million. They buy dumb stuff. They look stupid. And then after they retire, 3 to 5 years after, they're broke. They don't have that money. And the reason why is when you give a meth head more meth, they're only going to smoke up more meth. They don't know how to get off the meth and do better. So you have to understand money. One of the things I think that he's saying without saying it is you have to understand how money works. You got to be around people. Surround yourself around people that understand how money works and how wealthy people. Like, let's just be real. Like, my circle of people that I'm around people that have money. I'm around people that have more things than I do and that can teach me something, whether that's on a personal development level, whether that's finances, whether that's family. I'm always trying to find somebody who can give me a wealth of knowledge. But when it comes to money, I pay attention. One thing that I do, I work a 9 to 5. I'm also in real estate, and I do YouTube now as well, right? I'll tell you what I even do with my YouTube money. Just once you understand the principle of money, this is what you do. So in YouTube, when you make over $100, you get your money, right? Now, my channel isn't huge yet. So when I hit that threshold, I take 20 to 30% and I put that into some type of stock, or I put it into my portfolio and I let that money add up until I can buy a stock. The other 70%, I'll just keep in the account. And if I need it for bills or whatever, or if I need to buy a microphone, I'll buy that, right? Because this becomes a tax write-off. I'm investing my money even with something as small as my YouTube checks. With my full-time paycheck, I'll make sure I got my 401k contribution good. I match it. I buy my employee stock purchase program that I got in my company. I even send IRA over to like my wife's, right? I got my wife an IRA account, and I even have my own IRA account, right? Before I get my money has been split up and sent out so that it can start investing into other things. And then I get my money and I live off of whatever it is that I have. I do that with my paycheck, and I even do that with as small as a YouTube paycheck. It's the principle of money that people have to understand. It's not so much getting money, right? I don't want to get money if I don't understand money. There's a difference. This is why people out here buying Hellcats. I just made a video on it. They out here buying Hellcats and all this when they get a job promotion, not understanding that now that you got a job promotion, you need to up your investments, right? Now, he talked about a tax bracket. I'm not really big into taxes. I'm still understanding it, but I think I understand a little bit what he's saying. He's basically saying I don't want to get taxed at a high tax bracket because I got $1 million in my bank account and I have nothing to tell the government that I invested into to get a tax write-off or to get a tax break. Let me tell you something that I did, right? You may like it, you may not. I flipped my first house. This was like in 2021. And I flipped this house. I made a lot of money, right? It was my first 6-figure deal. Right? Made a lot of bread. And I was like, oh, yes, right? I got my first check. I'm like, yeah, man, it was over 100,000. I was like, dang, I flipped it. And I got it. And I got not scared, but I was like, oh, like I never made over 100,000 on my job. You know what I did? I then started buying real estate and I started, put my money back out there. When it got close to the end of the year, I said, well, I need another tax write-off. And so what I did was I bought a Dodge Durango, right? There was a thing called Section 179, where if the vehicle was over 6,000 pounds, whether you lease it or you buy it, you could do something called bonus depreciation. And you can write off the entire purchase of the whip. So I said, well, I'm doing this. I'm buying real estate, this and that. I'm going to hit with capital gains. We're going to hit with this, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, let me go and buy this car. Because I didn't want to buy the car, but I said I could because I knew how I could pay for it, which was from my real estate agent money. So as I sell houses as an agent, that will pay for the car, which it does. Strategy here. And so I got that car to wipe out a big piece of my taxes that I was going to have to spend, because I was going to have more than that what I spent on the Durango to pay in taxes. So there's ways to do things when you understand money and taxes. Consult with your CPA. I'm not a CPA or a financial expert, but you got to invest your money. All right? Like, you just have to. There's no way around it. Listen, for all my 20-year-olds and my 30-year-olds, let me tell y'all something, right? And I'm learning this as I talk to older people. You know what they tell me? They tell me, listen, you need to work your ass off when you're 20 and 30 years old, right? You need to be trying new things, get into businesses, make mistakes, figure it out, right? He says, because, and this is what I heard from a guy, I remember. He was like, because when you get to my age, you don't want to take as many risks as you would have when you're 20 and 30. My age, you want to just start kind of collecting and just enjoying what you have. He says, go all out, try everything, because you never know what will work. And that's when I started, and I stumbled upon real estate, and I said, I'm going all in, and it's been one of the best decisions that I've ever made, right? It all comes with a set of problems. They all come with a set of problems, but not every problem is the same. Some problems are just a little bit easier when you have more options. Just is. So if you're listening to this video, I'm encouraging you right now to invest into a business, find something you can do. I don't care if you have a 9-to-5. I don't care if your 9 to 5 is paying you over 6 figures and you're feeling good. You need to understand that that is not your business, and they are paying you a fraction of what you're worth and what you give them. You need to take your money and then find a business, whether you want to be a lender, whether you want to be a business owner, entrepreneur. You need to find something where you can put your money into that's going to make you more money, and you need to do it consistently. You have to have your own. You have to put your money into something. And I want you to stick to it. I don't want to hear people that are like, yeah, I put my money in crypto and I put my money in this. No, I want something that you're going to do for the next 10 years minimum. And I need you guys to commit to it, get better at it, and put your money into it and start finding ways you can invest into that thing. Investing is pretty boring, by the way, guys. Like, I don't know if Instagram and Facebook is just kind of like effed our minds up, but building wealth is pretty boring. Like, it's pretty boring. It's almost the same thing every time, every day. You're just trying to do this over time. And over time is where you win. It's nothing really sexy about it. It's pretty boring. Building a business has its ups and downs, but it's pretty boring for the most part. I think hitting the lottery might be more exciting because at least it's an overnight thing. But even they go broke because they don't understand how money works. So with that being said, all I wanted to do was, this was a great video where someone just broke it down and was being honest and said, listen, I'm not looking to hold on to all this money. I'm looking to send my money out and work so that I can then have not only a tax break, but he might be getting cash flow. He might be parking it into a business or real estate that's now bringing money back to him. Or maybe he's earning a return out there in the stock market. Yeah, I love seeing my money work every day. I'll be checking my stuff, and I see plus 100 or plus 50 or even negative, 100. I'm like, oh, dang, my money, I lost money. But then my money is doing this all day long, every day, Monday through Friday. Boom, 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 boom. But guess what happens? Over a course of 10 years, even though your money's doing this, your money's making money and it's coming back. And your portfolio should be good. So I hate liabilities. There's some that you just have to have, though, like a car. But you got to be reasonable with this stuff. And I ask my people out there, you're 20 and 30, you need to get out there, put your feet in the mud and try something that you might love. Your money is not that big of a deal. You can lose money, you can scrape your knee, and then you can wipe it off. When you get to 60 and maybe high in the 50s, maybe you don't want to be doing that, but you do want to do it in your 20s and 30s. Try it out. That's what I did. And it was one of the best decisions that I made, was jumping into real estate and going all in and telling myself that I am not going to quit until I started buying and owning houses. I don't care if I do this for 10 years and I buy 0 houses. I'm fully committed. Because if I stick around the barbershop long enough, I will get a haircut. And that's just the way it is. And that's what I believe in. And I believe that for you as well. If you're making money, understand how money works. One thing I will encourage you to do, if you stuck this long in the video, 3 books that I've said before. Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich.
Audio Jungle.
Those 3 books should be just your baseline. Just baseline. If you don't want to read the book, I understand. I've read them and I've done audible books. Get the audible book, play it in your car, listen to it over and over until you understand it. Those books helped me till today. It changed my mindset, and I even look at money different. And I look at people with money different. All right, let me get out of here. And like I say, after every video, this is chess, not checkers. I'm going to see y'all at work.
It's gonna be a cold summer.